Mama, no room for a twin camera setup today. Oh, I can't even get in. You go over there. I have to squeeze into his spot. Oh, what is up, bike fans? Welcome back to Downhill Smooth Tarmac. It's another episode featuring Pinky the Peugeot. I put out on a vote thingy. I've never done one before. I asked, you answered. You want gears? You got gears. I'm going to get you some gears. Saying gears a lot. Anyway, if you haven't already watched the video, go back and look at this. It's single speed flat bar marvel, this thing. It's a bit of a bone shaker actually, but it's bloody good fun. Took it out and single geared, it's fine, apart from my chain is looking a little rusty. I asked you, do you want to see it with some gears on it? You said yes. So here we are. Meet the donor bike. I don't know whether you can see this. This delightful rally here. This is my COVID paint job. I did this during lockdown. Day drinking and spray cans. What a combo. Anyway, I use this for a few training rides and various other bits and bobs. It's dripping in 2x10 speed. It's got XT Deerailleur mix with a bit of saw, I think, and a Tiagra chain set. What a candidate. This is coming off this because I want to rebuild these wheels anyway because I want the Hope hubs out of them. Perfect opportunity. 2x10. We're going to go the other way. 2x10. See how that turns out. I've got some Mavic rims, some MA3s laced to some Shimano / Mavic hubs, I think. We'll get to them later. So all the credits. Let's start making some changes. First of all, we're going to raid this for bits. Let's do that. But credits. Okay, so first order of business is to decide what I want off this for the Peugeot. I need the chain, I need the crankset, I need the derailleurs. I'd like to try and save the cables if I can, if I'm being honest, because things are tight. So I can't go spending money that I don't have, swapping things around. Yeah, how things have changed. Not living a life of decadence anymore. So, chain is good on here, good 10-speed chain in excellent working condition. We'll have that, thank you. And we will have, what else can we get off this in one fell swoop? Well, we need the back wheel out because we want that 10-speed cassette, which is a nice one. I think it's a SRAM. Let's have a look. So it looks like my rear skewer has been done up by the Incredible Hulk. There we go, right. Skewer off because I want that. Change that. Might have that Hope skewer and all. There we go. Oh, it's even got a hanger. Can have that. We'll even tap the new frame to take that like the old one. Looks like we're going to need a shim for this. Which is okay, because I dropped one on the floor doing another bike the other morning. Oh, keep that little rubber one, look, that's a great little shim. Okay. I need a bigger bolt. Bigger Allen key. Oh! That fell down. Oh dear. That really fell down. Let's see what's going on here. Interesting. It's two different size bolts there. Good lord. Well, that came off. Let's have a look at what chain set we put on here. I think this might be ideal for gravel actually. Let's have a look. 46, 34. That's great. That is great. That will do just fine. 175mm cranks, which is what I want. Nice thing is the single speed one can come off the Peugeot and go on the charge that it was meant for in the first place. Oh, excellent. Onto the front because I want them shifters. Okay, so the other thing I want is these delightful XT shifters. So there we are. Lovely. If any of you are wondering, it was a rally winner. That's what this thing was before this Gucci, whatever paint job you want to call it. I'm still proud of it. It's held up really well as well. I mean, COVID was a few years ago now, isn't it? It still looks all right. Now, these shifters are really nice. So these are XT, 10-speed XT. They don't look like they've had a lot of use, which is what we want, and the cables are still good. It better be, because they're brand new when I put them on. Take off these delightful craft ale grips. Honk. Right, so once we've got the cassette, we've got everything we need here. We'll switch back to the glorious Pinky Peugeot. Okay, so Pinky back in the stand. It's now time to start sorting this out. Nice to see that professionally I've cleaned this before we do this job. No, she's exactly how we left her. Nice thing is, chainset's going to be a direct swap. Wheels, we're going to kick into a time lapse, get the wheels ready first, so we can see that instant change, that gratifying change of wheels, and seeing what it looks like with some gears in it. And then we've got to make the derailleur fit and possibly tap it so it'll hold it in place, because I like that as a nice touch. Okay, time lapse, tyres, go! Check that out. Mavic MA3s. I don't know what this rear hub is. I don't know whether it's Mavic's own or what, but it's cool as hell. So we've got that. And we've got, look at all those gears. After the single speed, look at that. So many gears. We've got a beautiful front. This is a Tiagra hub. It's that MA3 again. It's lovely and lightweight. If this thing holds up, it's going to be a beauty. I think we might as well offer one up. Let's put one in. See how they fit, see how the spacing is. Oh my goodness, I think that's going to go right. Oh yeah, that's a lovely thing. Do you know what? I love the bronze rims, but these black Mavic MA3s do look nice. And they are a bit of a stone cold classic. I wasn't sure whether I had a pair of these. I found the back one, and I was in one place, and then I was searching around and found there's a, oh my. Uh-oh. We might have a dishing situation here, folks. Okay, so we have got a slight dishing problem at the front. I haven't actually checked it to see how it dishes, but let's put it in and centralise it as best we can. I have already trued these, checked them for lateral and radial trueness, and just checked there's no rogue spokes in the tension. They're all nice. There's no spoke wrap up or anything like that. So these should be absolutely rock solid. Plenty of braking surface left. Although they're a used wheel, it's a used bike. Wait, right, let's do the back. Out back is a bit more meat now, so although the front one's lightweight, the back one isn't. Let's see how this goes in here. Oh, snug as a bug. Spacing's about bang on though, lovely. Now, this one is again, just a little bit. We might have to redish this one, but we'll see how we go. Let's just tighten it up and put it in and see how it looks for a start. It's hard to tell because the tyres are muddy as anything, because I'm not scrubbing them down when it's going to get ridden again. Okay, right, so next step on this one is to put a rear derailleur on it. Okay, so one of the reasons why we made this a single speed in the first place was because of these slotted dropouts. They gave us enough adjustment to put chain tension in. That also means they don't have a permanent derailleur hanger, which means they rely on this old school system of a little tab with a hanger on it that sits in to the dropout with the skewer or the bolt, which is great, works perfectly. But what I want to add to this is possibly a bolt to hold this in place, purely because otherwise whenever I get a puncture, the derailleur is going to fall out, which is it's not the end of the world. It's a first world problem, but there's plenty of meat there. We can put a little tap in. I'm going to drill it through. We haven't got a bolt waiting off the other bike. I've done this on the other one. Works perfectly. Let's do it. Boom. Okay, so this is really easy to do, providing you've got the kit. Make sure the hanger is lined up where you want it and the wheel is centralised. I'm going to tap a hole through here with the drill, and then we're going to put a thread on it. Really simple. Once you've piloted the hole, you can add a little bit of spray lubricant if you want to. Really. Once you're through, get a tap and tap it. Fortunately. Now you could take the wheel out if you wanted to do this, by the way. Fortunately, my tap set, the handle's broken, so I'm going to have to do it with a large adjustable spanner. So the chances of this being a straight tap are slim to none, but we're going to try anyway. Oh, actually, that's not too bad. Surprise myself sometimes. There we are. Remember to back it off a bit as you go as well. Don't just go through all guns blazing. There we go. I'm not going far with it. You just want to see a bit of material coming off as you do it. Again, if you're not sure, don't do. I don't mind. I accidentally end up with a hole in this cheap little Peugeot. It's not the end of the world. Oh, that's the wrong side bolt. Oh, disaster averted. Little M6 and a spacer found that'll do the trick just fine. That's some custom build right there, people. I think, with hindsight, I used an M5 last time. That looks kind of cool. And when you're covered in mud, it's a welcome thing to have. Oh, that looks great. Lovely. With that in place, I suppose we better change the chain set. Now when it comes to the chain set, there should be a direct swap. It's the same width, uses the same external cut bottom bracket. It's just got a double on it. There's a bit of debris going on in here. I know what you're thinking, I haven't taken the adjuster out on the other side, the tensioner. Well, it's because I haven't got one. That's long gone. Right, there we go. Let's get a wipe. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Even I can be a bit of a maverick when it comes to stuff like this, but even I'm not putting a new chain set back through that. There we go. Right, let's get some grease on this. See if my theory is correct. Oh my. Oh yes, lovely. Very nice. In theory, a 60mm shell and a raised bottom bracket, in all theory, fit perfectly without a requirement for any spacers. If I can fumble my way into putting the tensioner on. For those of you that haven't fitted Olitech before, you don't need to completely bollock up this thing. If you do, it'll get too tight. All it's doing is taking up slack. It's impeding the chain set, it's too tight. Come back and torque this up later. Let's just get it up to where it needs to be, just to hold itself in place. Make sure I can put them on both the same way, like a funny bike. It's going to make it fun for torquing up. There we go. Nice. There we go, we got a double on there. Bang the front derailleur on. That'll be good. That moment when you put your Allen key down, you can't remember where I was there. Straight. Okay, so this adaptation is flying together. Just to make sure that the chain is still the right length. And then we're going to transfer our attentions to the front because we haven't got any cable stops or anything like that for it. for the frame. This thing's going to be so cool. We're basically building a Peugeot from the 80s with a clutch rear neck. This is madness. When I used to have my shop, I used to say life is far too short to ride boring bikes. I still stand by that statement. Okay, so chain is a little short. We might need to make some adjustments. With Japanese industrial standard screwdriver in hand, I'm going to put some tension in for a start. So we've got what we need to operate. You can see us losing it. I'll do that out of this. But let's try. Now, I'm just going to go up and down the block, see what the limits are like. Oh my days, disaster averted. Before we move on to the handlebars gearing situation, nearly didn't have any of these little bad boys. Yes. Without these stops, we can't carry on. Thankfully, I found a pair in the Allen key drawer, which is, of course, where everybody keeps them. Oh man. Next job is to take this handlebar apart then, I guess. Got plans for that too. Got a change. Got a change coming up. There we go, look at that. My other idea while fitting the shifters is this. You can see I've already disconnected the brake cables from the Deore LX levers, which are nice enough with that blue, but I've also got some STX RCs in full silver, and I just think these are going to pop better. It's the same lever, same shape, just a little bit more in keeping with the bike. So I'm going to switch out, take the grips off, get the XT shifters on as well, see where we are. So let's get those grips off next. At this point, I'm really glad that I didn't wrap these. So I was going to use wrap, and that would have made this a lot more difficult. There we go, right. XT for the rear. Going in. Put it down the bar, through the adjuster so it's in the right place. With a bold assumption that the outers are going to be the right size as well. Yeah, get away with that. Oh, what a bike. This is already a great bike. It's going to be an even better bike. Let's get those lovely grips. They do need to clean. I'm going to clean them in situ, I think. Just got to make sure they match with the XT alright, which they do. They look really good actually. Before we fix anything in place, put the grips back on. Let's get those grips locked back on again. Levers is a very personal thing because I'm pulling these side pulls. I'm actually going to go all the way up to the grip, I think. Set up on the deck when we're done. What a cockpit! XT shifters on a 1980s Peugeot road bike. Well, it's not two things that go together so well, is it? When you say it in your head. Right, let's get these done. Oh no. Okay, so it's officially a few days later. A weird break in the video, I know, but I've got to be honest, I've had a problem of my own making. We got towards gearing up this bike, and unfortunately, I'd used the bottom bracket cable guide under here on another project. So we didn't have one. But I found one. I'll put one on. We're going to crack on now. We're going to get back towards the back of the bike to set up the gearing. I just thought it'd make more sense if I explained it because I've suddenly got different shoes and a hat on. So, gears. Right, so with my fresh bottom bracket guide now installed, now I've got everything I need to finish this bike and get it going again. So, let's do that before everyone loses interest. Right, threading the cable through. Let's hope that this is long enough so for this bike, it should be. Because I really don't want to have to put a new cable in. Make sure that's all the way down. I think we're in the ballpark. Limits are all good. And we are going to get away with that. Yes, we are. Smashing. Try to remember when you're threading this through to get it under the plate that guides it and just bolt it up. We're looking for it to be nice and tight. Oh, there we go. Allen's. Tighten that up. Then it's time for some indexing action. Okay, gearing top tip time. Before you send this up and start indexing, hold this and just work the thumb shifter till you hear a click, first click. This is going to seat everything before we start indexing. Now we're ready to go. So we're going to start spinning this up. Don't worry about that. I'm looking for one click, one lift. Let's sort that out. Now, because this is a Shadow Mac, it's all adjustment at the shifter. One click, one lift. This is a mixture of Deore and XT, so it's right good. And that is bang on where we want it. Well, that was quite simple. Just do the front. And we're going to do exactly the same again. Guide it through. There we go. Yes. Magnificent. Make sure that's down. Now this cable's only just long enough. It's not ideal, but if it'll go, it'll go. I think we'll get that. If not, we'll put a new one in. But I really don't want to have to put a new cable in if I can help it, because I've got some more bikes to build. Right, okay, there we go. Now we've just got to see if it lifts. And it does, it's good. It's catching slightly, so let's have a look at the bottom limit. Ah, there we go, right. There we go. So I'm just adjusting the outer limit before we get too much into all this business. That one needs adjusting as well. Let's try that again. There we go. Cable ends, and it's done. Oh, I'm going to change the saddle as well because the saddle's slipped back. We'll do that. Then we're going to get outside and show it off. Okay, so there we go. Pinky is done. She's geared up. She's ready to go. She's still muddy from that single speed ride, but she is good to go. So we fitted a mixture of XT, Deore and a little bit of Tiagra. It's got 2x10 gearing now, which looks absolutely brilliant. We've got the wide range. I think it's 1136 on the back, and we've got 4634 up front, so she should be good for whatever. She might need shorter gearing up front, we don't know, but being as I've ridden it single speed for the first 3 rides, I don't think any gears are going to matter too much. We've got lots to go at. We've also sorted out a couple of other little issues. That bottom bracket guide, we've put the silver levers on just to keep her going, keep the interest in Pinky. I love this bike. It is just the coolest thing. The only thing we could really do with now is some better braking, but I don't know how we're going to achieve that short of some kind of disc tabs or canty bosses, so that ain't happening. So that's it. Next up is a geared test ride. Obviously, you're going to have to wait for another episode for that kind of thing. Oh yeah, we changed the wheels as well. I forgot to mention that. We've got the Mavic MA3s, so it's geared up. They've been trued up, looking great, ready to go. We've even got some Hope skewers going on in here. Lovely. So, as I say, you'll have to wait for the next ride. In the meantime, hope your next ride is downhill with smooth tarmac. Keep your wheels spinning, keep your rubber on the road or your knobblies on the trail. Be nice to each other, say hello, remember to give each other a nod, stop and help each other. If someone's got a mechanical, don't just ride past, stop, be a good cyclist, be part of the community. If you get a minute, you like the videos, please take a moment to like and subscribe. But, and it's a big but, don't let that get in the way of you getting out and riding your bike. Until next time, thanks for watching.